Hey, hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining the session. I hope I'm audible. Just give me a quick yes, no, please.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you,
Yes.
Swati. So can anyone please help me out with what did you learn in yesterday's class? Anyone give me a quick brief?
Could run one small Java file using the properties configuration.
Okay. And then?
Yeah, that's where we stopped.
Okay, good. So did we do any configuration or any installation?
Yeah, all those things we have done. We
Yeah.
did those Sonar scanner installation. We did the SonarQube installation.
Okay.
And then we created one project in Eclipse.
Good.
And then yeah, and then we generated that token from GitHub and used that token, and so we got that command to run the Java file, to scan the Java file.
Okay. Good, good. Please continue.
So
Just
yeah,
as a revision.
So yeah, so
Okay.
whatever the command line got generated, we used that and we executed, and it scanned that files. So we have to run it on the project workspace. So in that context, when we execute that command line, it will scan all the Java files.
Good.
And
Great.
so with that project key, we can check in the browser the
Excellent.
issues.
Excellent. Thank you for that. So just a minute. So today I'll be showing you some more examples on how to use different scanners. So yesterday you can think that it's very, very basic, where what we did is nothing in production. Typically we don't do all of that in a production. So I'm not considering that as production activity, but today now I'm going to give you some discussion. We are going to have certain discussions on various examples of SonarQube, and that's what we will work on it. So give me 1 minute. I'll be sharing my screen, and then I'll let you know how do we go with it. So how many of you can actually access Google Drive? Possible?
I guess no one.
No one, right?
Yeah.
No problem. So, okay. Let's go ahead and do very, very simple activity. Let me share my screen. Okay. Let me close everything. We can start from scratch. So there is an excellent repository with SonarQube itself. I'll show you. So I have shared a link with everyone. Can I request all of you to open that link? The link would look like this. Okay. So what you can do, you can click on code and you can click and download zip. You can go here and click download the zip file. So it will go ahead and download a zip file for you. See, once it is downloaded, zipped, you can extract it and you will see certain documents here, different documents for a different purpose and different code base for different experiments. We're not going to use everything, but only few is what we are going to use for our training purpose. Okay, can you all do that for me, please? I have shared a link. Just go ahead, download it, and then unzip it. Okay. I hope once you have downloaded everything, so guys, one important thing is try to save every command that you are running, because it will be helpful for you as you progress. I'll just quickly install app. This will anyway auto save for me everything. Okay, so if you look at this folder, right, in the Sonar scan examples, I want you to go to SonarQube dash scanner. What you can do, just for simplicity's sake, just for ensuring that you know everything what you are doing, what you can do, you can just take SonarQube scanner from here and put it into your working folder. Like for example, I created projects. I'll create a folder here. You see SonarQube hyphen scanner is there, no? The code. I am just making a copy of it. I'm not working on the exact copy, but rather I am making a thing. You see here in the downloads folder, I have downloaded a couple of code, and that code I am moving it to my projects folder. You remember in yesterday's class, I have created a projects folder, and that's where all the activities that I am going to do, I'm keeping it in this projects folder, so that whenever I want to distribute tomorrow or after the class, if I have to give you, I'll just zip this and give it to you so that you can practice at home. Okay, so let's go ahead and see the Sonar scanner example. If you look at in yesterday, we have Sonar scanner demo project, right, for Java. Did you see sonar-scanner.properties? Similarly, if you look at today's project, sonar-project.properties, a similar kind of file. Now what I will do, I'll open this file in a notepad++. I don't need any IDE. Doesn't matter which IDE, it doesn't matter. So if you look at sonar.project key, this is the project key. This will be the project name, project version, And if you look at sonar.sources, like yesterday in Java, your sonar.sources was src. Here src copy books, then sonar encoding. Because I have some COBOL code, so COBOL directories. And then in case if you have any code coverage tools, so we have a code coverage tool which is already configured, Corbetra. And then at the time of designing the report, what kind of margins I need. Now, for example, this one we need to change, and this one we need to change. Now, what I will do without changing anything, I will run, see how it's going to behave, and then we will take a decision. So I am in my Sonar scanner, SonarQube-scanner project. I'll open the command line from here. And what is the command for Sonar scanner?
Sonar-scanner.bat.
Okay, sonar-scanner.bat. So if you look at what is it telling? Hey, you're trying to scan, but the problem is you don't have a login. So what I need to do is I'll go here. Yesterday, what happened? You have created a separate key, right? For this own project. Do you remember? For this project, you have created a separate key. But what you can also do is for the entire SonarQube, you can still create only one key. That means there is only one key for every project. Is it a good idea to have one key for every project, or is it a good idea to create different keys for different projects? What is your opinion? So as per you, which is better? One key for each project, or for all the projects, one key?
Different keys for different projects.
What is the benefit? From a security point of view, if one key is breached, other keys are in safe condition. Otherwise, what happens? You use one key for all the projects, and one key is lost, or a security breach happened, or by mistake it is lost. You lost everything. So rather than that, for each project, create a different key and ensure the keys are properly managed. So one way is you can go to my account, go to security, and you can generate a token. For example, you remember yesterday I have given you Sonar scanner demo key. Now the only thing is, once you generate the key, you will not be able to access the token once again. Either you revoke it, that's it. You will not access the key once again. That means you will not be able to see the same key once again from here. So either you generate a token from here, or whenever you're creating a project, generate a new token. For example, I will so today the project name is Sonar scanner demo. Just for my benefit, I will rename the project to Sonar scanner demo. Set up the project key, local. Now, because I don't know which programming language we are using, I'll also generate the key with it. And we have multiple programming languages. So what I'll do, I'll copy this. Let me paste it somewhere so I know what I'm doing. So if you see, this is the Sonar Scanner BAT, and this is the project key. So I'll take the key. I'll modify the code here with Notepad++. This is the project key. And what was the project name? We don't have a project name here, but what I can do is I can get the project name from here. So I save the project properties file, and then I'll go ahead and run this command. Let's wait for the scan to complete. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the outputs. So what happened? Sonar Scanner has initiated. It has looked at the root project. Analysis has started. It has downloaded all the necessary plugins. See, where are the necessary plugins downloaded? See users, Nishant, .sonar, .catch. That's .sonar, .catch. So whenever you see that your Sonar is using an older version configuration, or the Sonar is not getting updated due to any reason, so this is where you need to go and delete the data. So if you delete the catch, that means it will always go ahead and download the fresh files from the internet. In any case, if you see that your Sonar is actually behaving badly, or if you're not getting result, or if an older version of the software is being used, even though the properties are using latest version, you can go ahead and remove this catch file. That's very important. So then working directory has started, scanner has started the work, and then it started looking at the SCM, that is the source code management. I forgot to put the source code management disable. That's why it is showing you this error. And then look at the quality profile. Sonar way, Sonar way, Sonar way. That means there are a couple of quality profiles that are available in SonarQube, which will tell what should be the quality of your code. And then different metrics are loaded for different programming languages. Now, if you look at, you're getting an error here for PowerShell, because see, it's expecting Node.js on my computer, but we don't have a Node.js installed. So you're getting an error. It's expecting C#. We don't have a C#, but still it was successful because the libraries doesn't need any explicit node module, explicit module. So it has scanned. So we have a couple of, so think like this. We have a couple of code, a couple of pieces of code, and that code we are running. And once the result comes, I'll show you. So if you look at this, can you see here, when you go to the projects, you see SonarQube scanner demo, and you see there are 4 bugs in this code. There are 0 vulnerabilities, security hotspots, 0.0% reviewed, 3 hours 26 minutes depth, 33 code smells, 1.2% code coverage, and 2.3 duplications on 660 lines and 4 duplicated blocks. We have scanned this code. We have scanned this piece of code, And this piece of code has certain programming languages. For example, this is ABAP code, COBOL code, simple directory for Python, Erlang code, Flex, Ruby, simple HTML, JavaScript, Kotlin, package, PHP, PLI, Python. So different pieces of codes are there. Now, this is going to act as an example for you to start scanning any type of tool. So typically, if you look at SonarQube, by default, it supports Maven, Gradle, and as the frameworks. However, because SonarQube works on Java, if you look at other programming languages, for doing other programming language scanning, except Java with Maven, Java with Gradle, Java with Ant, remaining everything you have to do it with Sonar Scanner. So now we have scanned this piece of code. Let's go ahead and analyze what exactly it is. So what do you mean by bug? Can anyone tell me what do you mean by bug? Let's go ahead and click on this. So it's telling that there are 4 bugs totally. Out of that 4 bugs, okay, 3 bugs are available in this file, src html sample.xhtml. 3 bugs in sample.xhtml and 1 bug in Kotlin, sample.kt. Now tell me, do you think there is no other bug in the other code? I have so many different programming languages, right? Why my SonarQube did not identify all the bugs? Can anyone tell me? Why my SonarQube could not identify all the bugs?
Maybe because it is not evaluating logical bugs, just
Syntactical bugs?
yeah, syntactical things which we miss out or we are not using correct practices.
Good guess. So first, let us analyze what we have and then we will go step by step. So let's go ahead and understand the report first. So bugs are those issues, okay, which SonarQube feels that has to be fixed. Now it can be a syntactical bug, it can be a logical bug. Based on the type of rule that is available, the syntax will change. For example, if it is a syntactical bug, there are syntactical rules which will tell, oh, there is a syntax error. There will be some logical rules which will go ahead and evaluate the logic also. Typically, logic evaluation rule are bad, but we always evaluate the logics based on how complex the logic is. So there is something called psychometric complexity. That's what we are going to use as a part of that. So as of now, understand that there are 4 bugs. What is a vulnerability? Can you tell me what is a vulnerability?
Some access related issues.
Okay.
Some those kind of problem which might expose the data to, I mean, non-authorized users.
Good. So vulnerabilities means anything that can be exploited is called as vulnerability. For example, I'm going on a road. If I don't put mask, is it vulnerable? Is my body vulnerable for COVID or not? I'm visiting a mall. I did not put mask. That's a vulnerability. That means there is a chances that I can get infected with COVID, and that's what happened. Okay, so vulnerabilities means weakness in the system. Weakness in the system is called as vulnerability. What is security hotspots? What is security hotspot? Security hotspot is a piece of code that the developer has to review. There may be 4 pieces of code that the developer has to review. Then what is the difference between vulnerability and hotspot? Okay, vulnerability means there is definitely an issue. Security hotspot means there may be an issue. Is it clear? Vulnerability means there is an impact on the application. There is a security impact on the application. Security hotspot means there is something in the code, but it is not a security issue. Is it clear?
Yes.
Guys, is it clear?
Yes, Nishant.
Yes, Nishant, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then first I will start with these 3. So for example, I'll ask you, there are 4 bugs, no? 4 bugs means, is 4 bugs high priority bugs or low priority bugs? How do you know? Do we need to focus or not? How do we know?
So the criticality is mentioned when we go inside that number and see each bug. So over there,
Good.
it's major, minor, critical.
Excellent. See, major, minor, critical, there are bugs. But coming back, now there are 4 areas, no? Bugs, vulnerabilities, security hotspots, or 3 areas. In these 3 areas, which is critical for me? On which one I should take actions? Tell me.
Vulnerability.
Vulnerability.
Security hotspots and then bugs.
Look at the report.
Security hotspots.
Excellent. Why? If you look at, there are 3 sections,
Yeah.
bugs, vulnerabilities, and security hotspot. But beside bugs, it's C. Vulnerabilities, it's A. Security hotspots, it's E. That means, if you look at this, reliability rating is C. When there is at least one major bug. If there is one major bug, that means it comes under C category. Look at A. Security rating is A when there are no vulnerabilities. If you don't see any vulnerabilities, it's A. That means it's in green color. E. Security rating is E when less than 30% of the hotspots, security hotspots are reviewed. Now, this criteria, we can actually modify these parameters like 1 to 5, 1 to 10% can be considered as A, 1 to 20% can be considered as B, 1 to 30% can be considered as C. Nishant, why is this important? How many of you have worked in Agile? Did you guys work in Agile project management? Can anyone tell me, anyone worked in Agile project management? Okay, good. You have raised hands. Can you tell me, whenever you create user stories are converted into tasks, right? Tasks are converted into subtasks, correct? Now, for each task and subtask, do you give metrics or do you tell how many number of hours that you will take to complete each task or subtask? And you will also give priority. Why do you give priority and number of hours to complete the task? So that I know that this out of 4 tasks, this has to be given priority and the average time it will take finishing is this. Now, apart from that, do you also give points from 0 to 5 or 0 to 10 based on whatever the model you follow? Do you give points to each task, subtask? How do you calculate points and hours in your organization? Can anyone explain it, please?
We follow the Fibonacci series actually for putting the complexity.
So if you can brief quickly on like what is the end-to-end flow in your organization, so it would be easy.
Okay, so we have features and user stories, and stories are divided into tasks. Mostly we don't do subtasks. When
Okay.
tasks, the complexity assigned at user story level, not at task level in generally.
Okay.
But the stories are, if they are broader in the requirement, then we do on the task. And generally we follow the Fibonacci series for putting the complexity. So like 1 means 1 day or less, 2 means 1 day or more than 1 day kind of. And similarly, it goes to I think 13 and 21 max.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, got it. So now why are you giving all this information for your user stories and tasks is so that you can analyze whether we are completing the task within the given specified time. Are we actually bleeding the time, or are we bleeding the cost? Just to analyze all of this so that we are on track. Similarly, different ratings are given for each section. So currently, from a reliability point of view, we got C grade. So, but we have 4 bugs, security hotspots. First, I'll explain you bugs. Bugs are issues that are there in your code. Now, most of the bugs, okay, can be right bugs, or some of them can be wrong bugs. That means false positives. So what is false positive? There is no bug, but the tool has detected a bug. See, tool is not intelligent. It has 10 rules. If that rules are matching, it will raise an alarm. Like it will tell it's a bug. But whether it is actually a bug or not, each individual should go and check. For example, we have identified 4 bugs. Let's go to one of the bug. So I want to look at this bug. So in this project, the first bug is there in sample.xhtml, this piece of code. Now, can anyone tell me, is it really a bug? Any HTML developers? Is it actually really a bug? So how do you know? So let's go ahead and look at it. So it is by default categorized as bug. As per Sonar, it is major. Currently, it is not fixed. It is not assigned to any user. And to fix this bug, 2 minutes of effort is required. 2 minutes of effort is required to fix this bug. And let's see why this is an issue. If you look at the HTML should provide the language and or XML.lang attribute in order to identify the default language of the document. It enables assistive technologies such as screen readers to provide comfortable reading experience by adapting to pronunciation and accept the language. It also helps Braille translation software telling to which switch the control codes for accented characters for the instance. Blah, 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 something is there. Now tell me, is it a bug or not? You have seen, you have understood what exactly it is. As per you, how many of you think that it is a bug? You can raise your hands. Guys, can you tell me? Is it a bug or not?
In my opinion, it is not a bug because that is not a mandatory attribute to define the HTML content.
Okay, excellent. It is not a bug because it is not mandatory. Now, this is what Amol is telling. How about other people?
It is a standard practice that we can incorporate while coding. It's adding language.
Okay. Now, for example, in your organization, you have received this bug. What will you do? Will you fix it or will you ignore it? Amal, what is your opinion in case if this comes to you in your organization?
That will be based on the context. For example, if it is for the UI, then we have to certainly fix it. But some of the cases where the HTMLs are like not on the UI front, so that can be maybe ignored.
Okay, good. Okay, I'll tell you. For example, are you building your application for blind people or not? Are you building your application to blind people or not?
No.
Okay, if you are not developing an application for blind people, okay, if the customer is not asking you readability features, then this is not even a bug for you. Not even a bug. It's not even an issue. It's not even a pre-4 issue. But if you are developing a software for Microsoft, if you are developing a software for Microsoft, and Microsoft is very clear telling that any portal that is developed by Microsoft has accessibility commitment. Means whether you are a blind person, whether you are deaf, physically not good, okay, any disabilities, you have to enable this. Why? Because these guys need accessibility. That means some people may not be able to read, but they want to listen using devices. So this is an experience for me. I used to work for a company who used to develop applications for Microsoft. The color schema that we used to use is also colorblind. Like anyone can see the colors. The color schema is very, very important. It's not like, you choose any color schema in your application or images. For blind people also, they should, like colorblind people also, they should be able to identify what exactly it is. That kind of strictness that Microsoft adopts when it has to host applications on Microsoft. So when you have conditions like this from customer, this bug is important. If you don't have any conditions from your customer, this bug you can ignore. Is it clear?
Yes.
So what I will do?
I just have one question. So when
Sure.
we look at the bug or when we see the bug, how do we know that that would be the point of judging that bug?
That is the reason if you look at, I have never judged this bug without understanding what exactly it is. See, if you look at why this issue, when you click on why this issue, it will tell you for what reason this bug has been raised. What is the non-compliant code? What is the compliant code look like? Now, Nishant, how do you know that this is used in Microsoft and Microsoft needs this kind of expertise? Because I have gone through that exercise.
Okay.
That in one of my previous companies I worked. That's how I got to know that this is not a bug for a normal person. But if you are developing an application for companies like Microsoft, they expect certain quality. And that quality has this rule telling that you should mention the language. Nishan, why this is important? For example, if you see like how we browse and how blind people browse, they are different. Okay. For many blind peoples, there are devices that are being built where they can browse the internet, but they cannot touch and feel. They can only hear. So that means readability is very important. So how do the readability software know what programming language this is written is? When you define it as a tag. Is it clear? So let's go to the next bug. Surround this li item tag by a ul or ol container. For example, what is li container? List container, right? In HTML.
List item.
Okay. Now, what is the difference between list and ul?
Unordered list, ordered list, unordered.
Okay. Then what is the difference? They are same for me. They look same. Why should I structure it?
Yeah, like if you unordered list in the sense. Yeah, it's just a UI feel.
Correct. You're correct, but why? Why that is so important? Okay, I will tell you why. For example, do you know DOM?
Yes, document object.
Okay, good. Now, whenever you are loading data into the DOM, how do you load the data? Okay, for example, whenever you are loading a data into the DOM, okay, and while you are rendering the data in the front end page, it is very important for the DOM object to know which data set to load, which object to load. Okay, if you put it as li and if you don't segregate as a different unordered list, what it will do is it will load everything. Rather, if you go ahead and do an unordered list or ordered list, whenever the DOM object has to render the data, only this data is rendered. Even though if you have 20 lists, each list will become an object and will be rendered in the DOM. From a user point of view, it doesn't make sense, but this is a best practice. What happens, Nishant, if I don't use it? There will be a little change in the performance. That performance will be in nanoseconds. You will not see any difference. It will be nanosecond difference. So for a normal user, it doesn't matter. If you want to load your web page on a 2G network, that is when the reality comes out. But we are all using 4G, 5G or 4G. It doesn't matter. So you can go ahead and ignore it. You're getting me right? But Nishant, these are not sensitive. These are not major bugs. Are we supposed to focus on this? If your company is telling that you have to focus on each and every bug, you have to focus. If your company is telling that, no, these are not even major bugs, we will ignore it, you can ignore it. Up to your organization. We cannot bind any organization to tell how to develop the code, but we can only tell that these are the bugs that are available as per the industry standard. See, for industry standard, even this language is also important, but for us it is not. Let's go to the other ones. Again, same. Container tags. Now we have 3 bugs. Now tell me, out of 3 bugs, do you see anything is important? Nothing. So let's go to the another. Here, if you look at, This condition duplicates the one on line 11. So see, there is a function validation here for the password. And then there is a condition. So before that, I want you to look at this code. So just read. So there is a function here which is accepting password. What if you observe here? What is this? Password is hard coded, right? Here the password is hard coded, right?
Yes.
So that means my SonarQube is supposed to raise it as a vulnerability, right?
Yes.
My SonarQube is supposed to raise a vulnerability. But why it did not raise a vulnerability? Okay. See, there is something called as empty function. So there is a function which is defined, which is empty. That means it is never used. So it's called as code smell. Okay. There is another function here with an if condition. Okay. String equals to hello, print hello. That means it's a hard coded condition. And if you see another string equals to hello. Look at line number 11 and line number 15. Is it the right way of declaring? Because it's a duplicate condition. So that's what the bug is raised. So if I remove this also, the result is same. Correct? If I remove line number 15th condition also, the result is same, right? Do you agree with me? Are you guys getting me? So this is how you need to go analyze the issue and then identify the fix for it. Any doubts? For any sort of code, this is what we are supposed to do. Now let's look at the security hotspots. If you look at let's understand this. There are 4 security hotspots to be reviewed, and the priority is medium. It is not assigned to anyone. Is it reviewed? Is it fixed? Is it safe? No, as of now we are working on it. So there is some code here in Python. Badfortune.py. There is a code. Delimiter equals to data.file, data.read, some blah blah blah. What is this? It's a random number generator, right? Randinit is a function in Python which will generate random number, that to integers. Correct? What is the difference between a random number and a pseudo random number? Okay, can anyone tell me if I have to replace the random integer with something else, what is the other function I need to use? What is the other function I can use in Python? md_rand is another function that I need to use in Python to replace the existing random number function. Or there are other random function libraries that are available. I can use rand range also. Randan also. Different random number functions are available for different purpose. Which is good, rand range or rand int? So random range means, for example, here random integer 0 to num string. So I'll explain it.
I think most of us who are available may not have very versed with Python. So that's why I won't be, nobody is implementing.
Okay. Okay, I'll just give an example. Rand range of 1 to 3 means the result is 1, 2. A rand int of 1, 3 means the result is 1, 2, 3. What does that mean? I have given you the results. Let's take Java examples then. I think that that will be easy. Yeah, I think because this is a Python code, so everyone is getting confused. Okay, let me first explain a few things and then we'll go. So you guys are getting me right how to read code. I'll give you the Java issues, then we can work on it. Okay. What is dept? Can you see 3 hours 26 minutes is the depth? Observe. I think we don't have any of these duplications we have. No? I'll go back. Can anyone tell me what is depth? Any experienced person? So you can
Date
think
would be to fix the number of efforts or in hours needed to fix all those issues.
There are around 33 code smells. That means there are 33 places in which there may be an issue. And for you to fix that 33 issues, the total time that will take for you is 3 hours 26 minutes. That means, for example, you have a Java project and you have created a feature branch. For example, there are 10 developers who worked on this feature and they committed the code. Once the code is committed, it has undergone a Sonar scan and it is telling that there is 4-hour depth. That means all 10 developers worked together, committed the code, and there are some issues in the code That will take for you 4 hours time to fix. Now, whenever a project manager sees this, he will go to his agile tracker. He will go to his project management tracker and tell, okay, 4-hour depth. That means next time when he is giving you tasks, he will include this 4 hours also and will give you the task next time. So this will help you to go ahead and calculate how much effort extra is required. Now, maybe because these guys are already started working on feature 2, they may not have time. Either he may hire more people or he may decrease the time in feature 2 and increase the time for feature 1. Or he may also tell while developing the feature 2, fix the feature 1 issues also. So this will help the project manager to calculate the effort for the next sprint. Clear? Think this is sprint 1 code, and after developing the sprint 1 code, you still found 33 code smells and 3 hours is required. Think your entire sprint is 4 hours. Think your entire sprint is 4 hours. And after completing the sprint, you still sees depth of 3 hour 236 to 3 hour 26 minutes. What does that mean? That means project manager is not calculating how much time it is required in the original. Are you guys understanding me?
So the
See, not
time
everything is important.
required for solving the bugs would be different, right?
No, code smells. Typically, this depth is specially given for the code smells.
Okay.
Code smells means those can be some issues. So let's go ahead and see how many code smells are there. Go back. So if you look at, there are 33 code smells, and if you see here, let's take a Java one. I don't think PHP. This is PHP. I don't have any issue here in Java. Okay, what I will do, just for analysis, I am opening my cloud. Once again. Okay, how many of you are comfortable with JSP? Okay, let's hear from few people, then see. See here, this is a JSP page. This has a very simple, add th headers to this table. Why headers are important for the table? Is it mandatory? Problem? Adding a description to the table, is it problem? What if I don't add the description to the table? That's okay, right? Let me also show. Observe this. I'm sure all of you know JavaScript, right? Maybe that is easy. For example, if you look at variable username equals to json.parse of data.token.split of 1, username is already declared in the upper scope. What will happen if I declare the username already in the upper scope or defining it multiple times? Variables should not be shadowed.
Override.
Overriding or shadowing a variable declared in the outer scope can strongly impact the readability and therefore the maintainability of the piece of code. Further, it could lead maintainers to introduce bugs because they think they are using one variable but are really using another variable. See, if you are defining a variable and only using that variable in that piece of code, then it is okay. But if you are defining the variable 2 times and you are only using in that piece of code, that means only in that file, that is also okay. But if you are declaring a variable in one JavaScript and importing this JavaScript into another JavaScript code and then calling this variable, then it is not accepted. Because when developers develop, they may think that these two variables are different and they may call a different variable, which is not even, we don't know the right variable that we are using because 2 times it is declared, no? Are you guys understanding me?
Yes.
So this is how we need to start understanding each piece of code that is given so that you know where to start with and slowly understand. Is it clear? Once the bugs comes, how to scan? Now you know how to raise the bug also. For example, you have done a quick scan here and then raised the bug and then have gone through all of this. I'm just giving you a simple example to start with, okay? Okay. So what we'll do, we'll take a quick 10-minute break, come back from the break, and then we'll continue.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you then. Yeah, welcome back everyone. Okay, so can you guys try to configure the Sonar scanner and see the result on the SonarQube? Were you able to do it? So I'll give you like 10 minutes time to quickly complete the task. So we have downloaded the Sonar scanner code, right? Just go ahead and scan this piece of code and put the report in Sonar's Cube server. So that should be the task. So start with that and then we'll continue.
Nishant, we do not need to give that login token and all while running. We just simply ran Sonar scanner, right? On
No,
that.
but it will not take the rules. No, it don't know where to pick up the rules
Acha,
from.
acha. Okay, yeah.
So it will give you an error.
Okay, I forgot the command. Okay.
So the easiest way is to when you create the project, it will actually show you the command.
Oh yes, yeah.
So that's the easiest way.
Hi Nishant.
Hey, hi.
Yes, Nishant, I'm getting illegal state exception.
Can you share your screen, Balo?
Yeah, sure. Yes, Nishant, you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, here I have modified these files, Sonar scanner. Like this is I have like same key I have given.
Yeah.
And I have generated one key, and same key I'm running through admin prompt. Not this one.
Did it complete entirely? No.
First time I
System
did
32.
with normal admin, like normal user. Later I tried with admin.
Normal
Twice
user worked.
twice I'm getting same error.
Can you run it once again? Same command.
Should I close window and reopen, or else is it okay?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Seems he's not running from the project path.
Yeah, I'm running like from C system 32. Should I go to project space and run this?
Yes, because you said sonar.sources, no? You are saying sonar.sources dot.
Okay, here you mean?
Yes. So you are telling that whatever the sonar sources that you have copied, you are actually ignoring it with dot. So you should always see whenever you are running full command, you should run from inside the folder. If you remove this
Okay.
sonar.sources, you can run from anywhere. That's not a problem. But it's always better to run from the folder that you are in.
Okay, if not, it will scan other things.
Yeah.
Oops, workspace.
Because you don't know, right, where to go and fetch the code from.
Okay.
Yeah. It will take a minute or two. Let it complete.
Okay.
Yeah, it's working fine. The data is getting analyzed. Yeah, if you go back, yeah, the results are there.
Okay, thanks, Nishan. I got 7 bucks.
Yeah. How come
Where
same
is-
code, no?
Yeah, same question I have.
Click on $7. Let's see.
Even I got bugs.
Tell me, why do you think? You know why? Are you guys having Node.js in your code? So do you have Node.js in your
installed.
system?
Yes.
I don't have Node.js.
Okay.
Okay.
So now you understood, right?
Yeah, so it has scanned for those as well.
Excellent. So the JavaScript issues were identified in your computer, but the same were not identified in my computer because I don't have a Node.js installed on my computer. If I rerun this next time, I'll get more issues.
Yeah.
So for example, if you looked at, you don't have Ruby, you don't have PHP, you don't have COBOL installed on your computer. So it's not scanning all that code because you don't have the code. You don't have .NET configured. So because we don't have all the programming languages configured on our computer, it is not showing you anything. You're getting me, right?
Yes.
Okay. You guys were able to complete, everyone? Every one of you completed?
Yes.
Actually, I'm getting one issue. I created a project, but the code which is in our folder, it is not reflecting over there.
You want to share the screen?
Yeah, just a second. Is it visible?
Yeah, I can see. Show me from where you are running.
Yes. So the project is created here, but none of the
results are not yet come here. The branches, okay, there is no data that has come here yet.
yes.
Can you show me the execution, please? That command line. And make it a big screen. Scroll down. Good. Scroll down to the bottom. Okay, what you need to do is, if you see the last few lines, there you see more about the report processing. Last few lines. Yes, excellent. Open that URL. Copy that URL. Yeah, copy that URL. Paste in the browser. One second. Status is successful. That means it's supposed to show you the result. Close this browser. Reload the page once again.
Yeah, I have tried that also. Login, logout. Still, it is showing the same.
Do you have any VPN enabled?
Okay, SCM failed. It is showing some warning.
That's okay. That's okay. That's not an important thing. Wondering because if it has already pushed the data, it's supposed to show. Would you like to restart your SonarQube?
Okay, what should I do? Login, logout, or
No.
just
Go to your command line. How did you start the command? Like me or like? See, there are two ways, no, to start your command.
command
I
me.
have showed. Yeah, I have showed you one as a service, the one as a normal one. Show me how did you start?
Actually, I did it as a service only.
Okay, you started as a service, no? Okay. You know how to start it? I'll give you 1 second. You have the page, no? You have access to the page, right? 1 second. I'll share the URL. Open that URL. Stop the service and start start the service. Because you said you have done it as a service. Why to go it? Go to the command line and do it, no? Open a command line and yeah, Control C. Control C. Stop it and start it. Yeah. Go back to the web page. Copy paste. You have to copy paste, no? The command. No, not that one. That is to create a service. The last command is to stop the service. Yes, that is start service. Below that, there is stop service. Good. Copy that. See, the easiest way is there is a button at the left to copy. Yes. Yes. No. Control C and paste it. Yeah, paste it. Enter. So this will stop SonarQube.
It is showing access is denied.
Denied because maybe you have started your service with admin command prompt, no?
Yes.
That's why it is showing you. So cancel this, close this admin prompt, close this prompt directly. Not important. Yeah. Go to another window. No. Go to another terminal. You have another terminal open, no dear.
Right, it's just normal
Yeah.
one.
Oh, it's a normal terminal. Open an admin terminal for me. Open an admin terminal. Yeah, now here you run that command. Stop command first. See, currently server is running. You have to stop it and start it. Yeah. So now SonarQube is getting stopped. Once SonarQube stops, start it again. Let us see whether it is going to pick up the results or not. Yeah, go to the Sonar. Wait for a minute. It will take time to load. You can reload the page.
No.
Okay. Now what you do, open the admin command prompt, and in the admin command prompt only, run the scan once again. Run the scanning from the admin command prompt. Just want to see whether the socket is also admin only or not. Wondering what's happening.
Yeah, we can try it later. You can carry on otherwise.
Okay.
Just one thing, you are running it from a SonarQube scanner, not SonarQube scanner demo.
Oh,
Show me.
SonarQube. Yeah, I'm running from here.
No, not from here, dear. You
So
have
I
to
need
go
to go
back to
to
your
project.
code.
Okay.
The code that you have, no? Ah, yes. No, yes. From this you need to run. Yeah, run it here.
Actually, it is quite confusing. Every time I'm doing it from wrong folder.
Yeah, that's what I said, no? Projects is different, binaries are different.
Okay.
That's why I created separate folders so that anything that you keep, you know, right? Projects means that is where the source code is. Remaining everything is in that. See, in some programming language only this problem is there, where Sonar scanner is coming into the picture. For example, if you look at Maven, Gradle and Andro, you will not even have any confusion. You will not have a single confusion also.
Okay.
Everything will work absolutely good.
Yeah.
Now you go back and see the results.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries. How are the participants? Were you able to complete everything? Were you able to add? Now we have seen how to use a Sonar scanner, right? So tell me, what is the importance of Maven? Why Maven is important?
I think for Java, it needs a compiled classes to do
Good.
analysis.
See, whenever you write a Java code, right? Whenever you write any piece of Java code, if it is a J2EE simple Java code, you need Java C to compile the code and you're good to go. But what happens is when you are writing web applications, when you are writing REST APIs in Java, you need to combine multiple libraries together and package it. To combine multiple packages and pack it. To combine multiple libraries and pack it, you need a tool. That tool is Maven. Some people will also use Gradle. Some people will also use Ant. Now I will go ahead and show you how to configure Gradle, Maven, and Ant. Simple ones. Okay. For you to scan a Maven project, you need Maven software. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download Maven. Observe, it is very important to configure your Maven properly. Okay, if Maven is not configured properly, then it's not going to work out. So Maven is also available in the form of a zip. So go ahead and download the simple Maven. I'll give you the link also in the chat box so you can download it. I'll download the Apache Maven. It's downloaded. So be very clear where you are downloading what. If you go to your downloads folder, that is where Maven is downloaded. See, in that from the Maven, I will take from here. I'll take the Maven from here. You know, training folder. In the training folder, I'll put the Maven. So I will extract the Maven. What I will do to make my life easy, I will rename it to Maven. I'll rename the folder to Maven. So this is called as Maven home and this is called as Maven bin directory. So typically this is Maven home. Like how you had Sonar home, you need to have this is my Maven home and path you already know how to create it. I hope now you are understanding, right? I am configuring the Maven home and the bin. Why should we configure this? If we configure this, it is easy for us to access Maven from anywhere. Clear? Okay. What are the other ways I can define Maven home? What is the difference between Maven home and M2 underscore home? What is the difference between Maven and M2 underscore home? Java developers, please tell me. Guys, tell me what is the difference between Maven and Maven underscore home or M2 underscore home? Maven underscore home is used in Maven version 1. m2 underscore home is a definition in Maven version 2 and above. Clear? On typical usage, so I'll go ahead and configure the Maven home in my environmental variables. So nowadays, if you use Maven home also, it will automatically detect. So let me test whether my Maven is successfully configured or not. I'll open a fresh file, fresh command prompt, and test mvn dash dash version. So if you see, whenever you type mvn dash dash version, it should identify the Maven, and also be very clear, it should identify the Java version. If you type Maven dash dash version, and if it is not identifying the Java version, then it's going to be a problem because your Maven don't know where is Java and how to call Java. Is it clear? So Maven is successfully installed. Do you want to do it on your computer? If already Maven is installed on your computer, and if it is able to identify the Java, it's well and good. In case, if you don't have Maven installed, then only do this activity. In case Maven is already there, it's installed and configured, no need to do it. Just let me know once you guys are done. Please raise your hands so that I know that everyone is on the same page. See, only few people raised hands. Can I know that if everyone is completed? So I know like how many are done. Okay, good. I see most of them are done.
Nishant, the only one thing is that Java version is should be compatible.
It's always better to have a compatible version. What is the current Maven version you have?
Maven version is okay, but I have taken the Maven version, but Java version is different to 1.8.
Okay, so what we will do, we will run the piece of code. In case that piece of code is demanding for a latest version, we will upgrade it to latest version if it fails. If not, then we will go back. We will go with, and continue with the existing.
Okay.
So we don't want to just, if it is not giving you any error, there is no point in upgrading. No. In case if it is giving error, then we'll upgrade it.
Okay.
No? Okay. So now what happens is I have the Maven ready. Now what you need to do is, you remember if you in your downloads folder, you have downloaded couple of documents, couple of code pieces you have downloaded, right? I want you to go to SonarQube scanner -maven. In that, you will find 3 folders: Maven Basic, Maven Multilingual, Maven Multimodule. Okay, I want you to take Maven Basic and put it in your projects folder. I want you to take Maven Basic and put it in your projects folder. And anything that you are doing, any code that you are running, you have to run it from here. Okay, now what is POM file? Can you tell me what is the importance of POM file?
It contains all the dependencies and how to execute all the.
Good. It contains all the necessary dependencies. Correct. So let us open POM file. If you look at our POM file, look at line number 6. org.sonarcube sonar scanner -maven basic, that is the artifact ID. And what is this? Example of a basic Maven project. What is this called as? What is this name means? This is the project name, correct? Agree with me? This is the project name, right?
Yeah.
So when you execute this project, if an artifact is built, and the artifact name will be this, correct? And in this project, we are using Guava, JUnit, different plugins. Now this is where it is very important. If you see here, what are we telling? Maven compiler plugin is 3.8.1. Observe 3.8.4. I'm using latest version 3.8.4 and 3.8.1. I don't think any issues will come because it's a minor version difference. 3.8.1, 3.8.4, there is no major difference. So I don't think any issues will come from my side because it's only minor version difference. And then if you look at org.sonarsource.scanner.maven, there is already a plugin available now. So if you look at the previous versions, okay, so there are 2 types of scanning. One is you have the code plus Sonar scanner. This is what you have done till now. Now what you will do, your code plus Maven plugin. Now you are replacing the Sonar scanner with Maven plugin. From now on, if you even delete this Sonar scanner folder, from now on for projects, if you delete this Sonar scanner project, no, under the training you have this Sonar scanner. If you delete all this bin, conf, gre, lib also, it will work. How? Because whatever the Sonar scanner is doing, whatever the activity that is done by the Sonar scanner, it is done by the Maven plugin. But just replacing this scanner with a Maven plugin. Clear? So code plus Maven plugin will scan and push the result to Sonar server. Okay, is it clear? Now, so this version of plugin we are going to use, and some check echo for reporting, code coverage, whatever the regular code is there. Is it clear? Now, I will go inside my folder, Maven basic folder. Let me test. To test my Maven, what is the command? Typically, to test my code is working fine or not, typically what is the command I will use? So now I have a piece of code. This piece of code, what I need to do? I need to execute, test, analyze the Sonar scanner, right? So what I will do, Maven, clean, verify, Sonar, observe. What is this guy doing? It is going ahead and downloading all the necessary dependencies for my project, conducting the tests, and the build is failed. Can you tell me why the build is failed? Can you tell me why the build is failed? See, it is telling Sonar scanner Maven basic not authorized. Analyzing this project requires authentication. See, it's expecting an authentication. So how do I pass an authentication? Can I pass authentication to Sonar using Maven? I can absolutely pass authentication. How? For this command, Maven clean verify Sonar. Can anyone guess?
Should we pass token?
Excellent. We need to pass the token here. So how do we pass the token?
Sonar
-d
dot
Sonar dot login equals to the token value. So where will you get the token value from? Now what happens is, till now you have created project specific, no? For each project you have created a different token, right? What I will do, I'll create a generic token this time. I'll say generic token. This is not project specific, huh? Generate. Copy the token and put it. Now I will use this token for every project. From now, anything that I'm doing, I will use only this token. Now I will run the same command. So let's wait for the results. If you look at this, What is it telling? Not authorized. Analyzing the project requires authentication. Please use the token. Okay, see, it's asking you sonar.login or other credentials. So it knows use password, but it doesn't know the username. It doesn't know which project to work with. So what is the easiest way? Is to create a project. Are you getting me? I'm doing step by step so you understand it. Sorry.
Nishant, one more thing. The command you executed that had sonar l.login.
Yeah, sorry.
Sonar l.
My bad. Maybe that's an issue. Yeah, now the build is successful. Good. So let's go to our Sonar server. Go to the projects. Do you see example of a basic Maven project? Now 0 bugs, 0 vulnerabilities, 0 security host, 30 minutes depth, 3 code smells, 60% code coverage. What is meant by code coverage? For example, you have written 10 functions in your code. For the 10 functions, did you write your test cases? If you have written test cases for those 10 functions, that means 100% code coverage is there. If you did not write test cases for those functions, for example, if you have written only 5 test cases for 5 functions, so 50% code coverage. Clear? Every function that you write has to be tested. So there should be a test case for it. Is it clear? And the number of unit test cases and number of duplications, duplicate blocks. Can you also quickly do this on your computer? Now observe, guys, you need to observe one thing. When I created this, I did not create a project separately. I did not create a project separately, but I have created a generic token. I have created a generic token and did it. I want you also to do in this same way. Okay.
Nishant, can you show the command which you executed? Yeah, thanks.
Nishan, you are there?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting build failure.
Yeah, maybe you can share your screen. We can work together.
Okay. So I have generated the token and this command,
Mhm.
and I'm getting this one. Some compilation issue.
No worries. Go back. Show me the error. No. Fatal error compiling. So maybe the version issue. Maven version issue. Show me Maven version.
I have used the same one, the one you have asked to put it. I told you, right? This I am getting the one.
Yeah. I think it's because of the older version of the Java. You want to change Java version and run it once again?
Then I have to.
Are you comfortable in changing? Maybe later it should not affect your day-to-day development
Yeah, even I'm
environment.
thinking that I have that, but I have already installed it, but I don't know.
So see, where is it installed? It's already installed.
Mm.
Okay. So do you want to play around with environmental? I can help you in playing around with environmental variables.
Yeah, that is fine for me.
You're okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, what we can do, we can actually remove this environmental variable of existing Java. Yeah.
Java home, it is plugging to this one.
Yeah. So change the environment. So what you need to do is you need to actually keep this environmental variable safe somewhere. After the completing the training, no, you can revert it back.
Okay.
Easy. That is the easiest way.
I will put it on the top. And, where's the location? This location. I don't know where it is. It got
Nishan,
installed.
can you ping the command?
Sure. Sent
Possible
it.
thing that Sonar Maven basic that URL where we can download the Maven basic things, right? The project.
You want that URL?
Yes, yes.
Sure. But you could have already downloaded that, no?
No, I joined little late.
No worries. I'm sending you the URL.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me see whether this. There's too many Java versions. Oh, that is the older version. From where we can see that? Why I'm not getting this. There should be Java.
Hey, which Java version is being used, Amol? Amol, can you show me that build where the build is failing?
Yes. Yeah. And if you are able to see here is a version 11.0.7.
Okay, good. You must specify a valid lifecycle phase or a goal in the format of the plugin. Okay, show me the command that you are running, dear.
Yeah.
Run it once again for me.
We need clean.
Okay, can you make it big screen so it is easy for me to understand? Scanning the project, building an example for Maven snapshot, skipping examples of from the build due to previous failures.
I think you need to change the word clear to clean, I guess.
Yeah, just clean it, Maven clean or Maven clear. Yeah.
Yes, it is working.
Yeah.
Nishant, how we generate the key?
I'll show
Authentication.
on my screen. If you go to this administration, no, my account, there will be a security option. In that security option, you can generate a token.
I guess you're not sharing, Nishan.
Oh, sorry. You can see now.
Yes.
Okay. So if you go to administration, go to my account and then click on security. You got it?
Yeah, security,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, here you enter the name.
any name.
Yeah, any name you take. See, these token names are for your identification. So typically what happens is, as you remember, I was telling you need to use multiple tokens for multiple purposes. So just to remember, for example, if you have a dev build, dev, prod, non-prod, QA environments. So you can say project one QA, project one dev, project one non-prod, like that. Just to remember, doesn't matter any name.
Yeah, okay, got it.
So it will take time to download that, right? It is saying that downloading from central.
Correct. So what is happening is, whenever you go ahead and run the application, it will download all the necessary binaries from the internet, which are required for the application to run.
Okay. Yeah. So now for me, build is success. So I can see that. The Sonar.
Okay. Okay, so just want to know, like, what is your current understanding from what we have done? Can anyone quickly give me a revision of what you learned? Why are we using and all?
So earlier we have two tools, right? We were using one is our SonarQube server and one scanner.
Correct.
Now we get rid of scanner with a plugin. So probably we are going more toward the automation.
Good. So now what is happening is, which is more important for you? Depend upon what type of environment you are working in. If you are working on a CI/CD tools, okay, where if you want to use containers, right? Sonar scanner is the best method. If you are using containerization, but if you don't want to use containers, if you want to use Jenkins, like one system with everything configured, then go for inbuilt. Is it clear? Some people vice versa also, they will use up to the environment. Having a separate Sonar scanner image for doing the containerization scanning at the CI/CD level is also a practice. It depends on the environment. You go ahead and change.
What is mean by containerization, Nishant?
Okay. So typically what happens is, previously we used to have these virtual machines, no? For example, you used to have a virtual machine like, VMware, right? On top of a VM, on top of VMware, you install a VM of Windows. On top of that, you configure typically. And you have a hardware. This hardware is virtualized, and then you create multiple VMs. Just to show you an example. If you look at this, currently I have a Windows operating system, right? Currently I'm using a Windows operating system, but can I use a Linux on top of this? I can absolutely use a Linux machine on top of Windows with the help of a virtualization. Now what is happening is, when you use virtualization, there is operating system called as guest operating system. So that means there are two layers of operating system before your application interacts with the hardware. Now with the help of containerization, what happens is your application will only have one layer called as containerization layer, and only one software. So your application will directly interact with the hardware so that it can efficiently use the hardware resources. I'll give you one. I'll give you an image just to make it clear. A simple example will be this. This is how the containerization will work. This is the older structure. Maybe you can observe this diagram for a couple of minutes, then we can discuss on top of it. You understood, right? So on a regular hardware, installing the hypervisor like VMware, and top of that you install your necessary operating system and install the application so that you virtualize the hardware and you use the hardware efficiently. But what is happening while you're using the hardware efficiently, you're going through multiple layers where your application is talking to operating system is talking to hypervisor, and hypervisor is talking to infrastructure, that is hardware. Rather than that, we will remove the hypervisor, we will remove the guest operating system. Okay, rather you will have host operating system, which is a regular one, and on top of that containerization layer, and your application will directly run on the containerization. That's your Docker.
So for the applications which run on containers, Sonar Scanner is best, you said, right?
Yeah. So what happens is, so we need to understand the nature of a container. For example, if this is a VM, right? If in this VM, you have started the VM, you have downloaded an application in the VM, and VM was shut down. Okay, so you have downloaded Maven here, and VM is shut down. Now, when you start the VM back, do you think Maven software will be there or it will be deleted? It will be there, no? But in case of a container is running when you download something, and if the container gets killed, that is, if the container is shut down, and if you start the container back, this data will not be there. So these containers are designed in ephemeral way. Ephemeral means they will not store the state of the application. State of the application is never stored in the container. That means your application that is sitting inside the container should not hold the state. An application which is outside the container should hold the state. So your your application should always be stateless. Why you should design your application stateless? So that if the container dies anytime, and if you bring a new container up within 30 seconds or less than 30, in less than 1 second, you can bring a new container up and it will handle the load. So if the next container is handling the load, if the previous container has the state and if the state is lost, how will the new container pick up the state? So that's the reason the containers are always stateless. You need to design your applications in such a way that each application that you design which is running should be stateless, and there should be a third-party system which maintains the state, so that your application can go down at any point of time and it can come up any point of time. Now, this is the primary architecture of a containers. So whenever you're doing automation, if this is your Jenkins, so in a regular Jenkins, you know what happens is you have Maven installed. You have, what you will do, you will clone the GitHub or Git, the code, and the code runs here directly, natively. Code natively runs on the operating system in a regular Jenkins model. Now in Jenkins, this is a regular static development, but in Jenkins, you can also use containers. In Jenkins, when you use a container, okay, for every job that runs, Maven container will be fresh. Once the job is done, this Maven container is deleted. But here, once the job is done, Maven cache is resided. Maven's cache will be resided on the operating system. When you come to the containers, the Maven cache is not resided. This gets entirely deleted. So every time a job runs, it will go and fetch the data. So this way, you don't use the static dead files, static non-important files from your previous build. Now you can ask me, Nishant, don't you think this is a time-taking process? Every time you download from the internet? That's why in many companies, they use tools like Nexus, JFrog, all the libraries that are necessary for your program to run. All the libraries that are necessary for your program to run, you will host them in JFrog or Nexus, which is there in your company. So from this system, it will automatically fetch. This is one way. Some people, what they will do, they will put all the libraries into the container directly. And whenever a job is running, they will pull this container so that every time a job runs, a fresh container comes up with all the dependent libraries. No need to download. So two different ways of doing when you are going for containerization. So in most of the organizations who don't have DevOps implemented, they work like this. Okay, proper DevOps. The one who says we are having DevOps implemented, but also containerization. That means they follow this method, either JFrog method or creating a container with all the libraries and working on it. I hope it's clear.
Nishan, can you please again explain JFrog?
Sure. So for example, all the libraries that are required for this code to work, where are they? You can see my screen, no?
Yes.
What is this POM file doing? This POM file has all the dependencies for your project, correct?
Yes.
Are the dependencies there in the code?
No.
Or are the dependencies there in this file? So the dependencies are written in this file. At the time of executing the build, these dependencies will be downloaded from where? They will be downloaded from the Maven repository. See, for example, if you search for SonarQube, see org.sonar source.sonarcube. See,
All the
org dot
plugins,
sonar source dot scanner dot maven. So this is for, we have to search for Maven. What I will do, SonarQube Maven. See, SonarQube scanner Maven. Org dot sonar Maven plugin. Sonar Maven plugin. So that means current version is 3.9.1. We are using an older version, 3.7. For our project, this is important. Dependency. So what we are telling, hey, all the dependencies of your project are written in the form of a file, so that there is a single source of truth for all the binaries. Now, whenever to execute, to build the file, what I need all the libraries. So whenever you run Maven build, or whenever you run this command, Maven clean verify sonar, it will automatically start the build. So when it starts the build, it needs dependencies. So this command, Maven, will go to internet and download everything.
all the plugins and
All the plugins.
Okay.
Now, rather than downloading from the internet, see, this is internet, no?
Right.
You cannot visit every time internet. In a production environment, if you are running 100 builds every day, that means 100 times I need to go to internet and download, no?
Okay.
Rather than downloading 100 times from internet, what you will do, you will store it in tools like JFrog, tools like Nexus.
Okay.
So Nexus is a repository. JFrog is a tool for maintaining the repository, where you can go ahead and actually build any kind of library and put it here in JFrog and download it from anywhere in your organization. And you define the JFrog details here. So rather, see, when you say org.source, no, it will automatically go and download from Maven repository. But what you will do in a production environment, you will remove this and you will say dassault systems dot sonar source dot scanner dot maven dot blah blah blah.
Okay, some
This will be your company's source.
Okay.
So it will be downloaded from your company's libraries, that is your company's JFrog. It's also a server. It's also a server to maintain all the data. Got it? That is one way. Or what you can do, whenever you want to run a container, you can containerize all the data and then run it as a container at the time of build, so that not every time you will download, but you will download the entire container for the first time.
Okay.
So container is actually beautiful compared to what we work with other tools. Containerization is most optimized method as of today. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Any doubts, friends? So what we'll do, we'll take a quick 20-minute break. I'll see you at what's the time? It's around 4:40. I'll see you at 5 o'clock. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. See you all. Hello, everyone.
Yes.
So now we have actually onboarded this project, no? Maven Basic. I'll give you a challenge. Now take the, what do you call this, downloads. I'll show that. You can see on my screen, no? You can see this, no? You have Maven multilingual, right? I want you to take Maven multilingual and then onboard this Maven multilingual into this. I'll not give you hints, but I want you to try it out and show me that is it successfully done? Were you facing any challenges or how it is different from the previous one? I'll give you like 15 minutes to quickly go ahead and deploy it. Okay.
Okay.
It's just an activity. I hope you guys, everyone done. I see most of you have completed it. Good. Now, can you actually complete the final one? That's multi-module. So go to the multi-module. And then can you do it for multi-module? See what challenges you're facing and all. Guys, can you all try for multi-module?
Okay, Nishant.
Understand what challenges if in case if you're facing, understand what challenges you're facing or why are you coming across that challenge in case if you're facing. Multi-module is also done. Good. So what are you doing to complete the exercise? Just running this command. That's it.
Yeah.
Going to the folder, running this command.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
is that, if that is easy, then what are we learning? And are you observing in all the 3 projects you are getting 0 bugs? Do you think the code is such a great code? Are you feeling somewhere we are making mistake? There cannot be a code which is having 0 bugs. There may be some bugs. Maybe it is not able to identify. Anyway, as you guys have done it, let me also do it. Actually, in many companies, this is what happens actually. Someone, the engineering team could have actually created something of this sort, step-by-step procedure, and we run it. But it is very important for you to understand why is it running, how is it running, what are the components that are available. So that's where you will become better skilled at it. If you look at this is a multi-module one. So can you guys tell me what was the difference between all the 3? Basic, multilingual, and multi-module. Did you get a chance to go through the code? If you look at Maven Basic, that was a simple and pure Java code. But if you look at Maven Multilingual, it has Java code in it and it has Kotlin code in it. And when you go to the multi-module, there are different modules of the project. Each have its own POM file. Did you observe what is there in module 1's POM file and what is there in module 2's POM file? And if you look at, there is test folder, which has its own POM file. Okay, let's go here. Okay. Multi-mode project. We got it. So everyone is seeing that, okay, 71.4 code coverage is there. Everything is good. Now, what kind of plugins are we using? So there is something called as Jacaco. How many of you use Jacaco plugin for generating the coverage report in your organization? Do you guys use it?
Yes.
So what is the importance of Jacaco? Can anyone tell me? Guys, can you tell me what is the importance of Jacaco?
It creates aggregated report of like of all tests performed.
Good.
Like,
So it will prepare an aggregated report. That's good. Now, typically, if you have a multi-module project, okay, for example, you have a POM file at the top and you have different POM files. Can you override the Jacaco configuration on the sub POM files? Like in module 1, module 2, can you override them? So if you look at
individual module can override the default.
yes,
Yeah.
good. So what are we doing at module 1? If you look at module level 1, we are generating a Jacaco report. Okay. If you look at module 2, we are generating a report. After generating module 1 and module 2, if you look at tests, we are generating a report for the tests. Okay, then for each module, we are generating a separate Jacaco report. And when you come back to the top one, we are aggregating all the reports and then we are creating a Jacaco report out of it. This will actually help us to identify and collect the coverage data. Okay, clear? Now, in all these cases, you have a piece of code and this piece of code is working fine. And it's actually not giving any errors for us, right? Is it giving any errors for us? In all the projects, you will see all 000 bugs. Now what I will do, like how you have a SonarQube, which is installed on your computer. You can also use something called as Sonar Cloud. Sonar Cloud is an automated version of the same. One second, let me log in. So this is an online version. So what I will do, I'll create a project, or I just need a token for it. I'll go to my account, go to security. I'll just create a token. I generated a token. So what's happening? Not authorized. But we have already given authorization, no? We have already given the necessary token, right? But why do you think it is not working? The token is already available, same token. Can anyone quickly tell me? Just guess, that's okay. See, you're getting an error, right? But typically we have passed the same token. When you put login, automatically it should log in and then push. Guess why it is not working? Sorry, someone was telling.
Can you put the entries into the
Sorry.
file? Right? You put the entries into the file.
What kind of entry? Guess it, guys. Why do you think this is not working when I'm actually pushing it to my own cloud? So you need to understand
Actually,
one thing.
the authentication is for local setup, but not on the cloud.
No, it's a cloud setup. No, I took the token from the cloud. See, whatever the token that is generated, I have generated it for the cloud. See, lab demo token.
Maybe some configuration in POM.
Okay, good guess. But what kind of configuration it is? You want to see the POMX? Now, this is where I want you to understand. Today morning when we created a simple project, Sonar Scanner, look at its configuration file. Look at the property file of Sonar project and look at the POM and tell me what was the differences. Can you see? Can you identify?
Project key.
Good. Good. That's correct. And see, guys, you need to do one thing. You need to understand here all the scanning that is happening. See, as I always tell you, this is your computer. All the scan that happens is on a cloud. Now you are telling Maven, Sonar, blah, 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 scan. But how do your computer know where to go, authenticate, and come back? You know, when you are running this, what is happening? It's actually going for local host. In the local host, do you have this? Do you have the token? See, your local host is there, no? Your local host, Sonar. This code, when you run, it is actually trying to push to the local, but local is not having this token. So that's why it's telling not authorized. That token is not authorized to log into local. So you need to explicitly call. You need to explicitly mention. So what is the easiest way to explicitly mention?
In command line, adding.
Excellent. See, you're getting me right now. Now Sonar host. So what should be the URL of the host?
Sonar cloud.
Okay. But if you look at Sonar cloud, this is Cloud.io, sonarcloud.io. How do I know? The easiest way is to go to projects, go here, analyze a new project. If you look at, I have created a project, no? I have created a project right here. And I chose, did you observe, pom.xml and URL is sonar.cloud.io. And this is the organization. And then this is the command to run. What I will do, org.sonarscanner.maven : blah, blah, blah. -d project is this. What I can also do is, this is the host URL. I can exactly take the same thing. Equals to making sense.
Yeah.
Now, if I run this command, what's happening? There was double quotation somewhere. It's not expected. Where is it?
-d. Yeah, after
Can you see? You're not authorized to run analysis. No sonar.login or sonar token environmental variable was set. But I'm just passing the token, no? Am I not passing the token? No, I'm not passing the token.
I think this was from the portal command.
Yes. So now if I pass the token, what will happen? It knows how to authenticate.
You forgot -d.
So now you know how to onboard multiple Maven projects onto SonarQube, right? So this is where the automation comes into the picture. Now, rather than manually doing, like you and me, manually doing it, you have to integrate that into a source code management system. And from the source code management system, you need to trigger. That I will show tomorrow. So now let's wait for the result. Okay, here is the results. Okay, $0, blah, blah, blah. Some 6 code smells. Yeah, some 6 code smells. So now you are able to understand, right? How to manage your SonarQube, how to integrate it with multiple projects, multiple scenarios. So these are the most commonly used scenarios and how to onboard different kinds of projects onto the SonarQube. So sometimes don't always think that localhost will be the localhost 9000 will be the Sonar. You should always understand that what is the Sonar server's IP address or Sonar server's URL. In your organization, it may be like dassault dot sonar.dassault.com, maybe some xyz.xyz.sonar.xyz.com. It can be anything in your organization. So you need to understand the difference on how to go ahead and onboard your own project. Can you also try this? Go to sonarcloud.io, create an account, and then do it.
Nishant, can't we log in with Gmail?
No, actually, there are only 4 options. Either
Yeah.
log in with your own GitHub account, GitLab account, or anything.
Okay.
I think we won't have that facility, right? I mean, we
Oh,
cannot log in.
are you not allowed?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think when you go to GitLab, there we can sign in using Google Gmail.
Yeah, that you can
Yeah,
do.
we can use our personal account.
Yeah, that you can
Okay.
use.
Okay.
is saying you are not authorized to access this page.
Are you using your personal details or?
Yeah, personal. Let me see it one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is saying that you are not authorized.
You want to share?
Yeah.
I could create an account with personal ID.
So able to see my screen? Hello?
Yes. Login.
I'll log in.
Yeah, not authorized.
Yeah.
This is my personal account, personal Gmail account.
No, I think actually it is redirecting you to your office. Maybe. Go back. Go back. Click on GitHub. Okay.
Actually, it's redirecting us to Gmail only, but from Gmail, I think we need some licensing to use
No,
it.
licensing is not required.
Can we create account in GitHub?
We can create with Gmail. It worked.
Create on GitHub actually, not GitLab. Lab is thing.
Okay.
Lab is a different tool
Proprietary.
again.
Yeah,
Oh, you don't have an
GitHub
account?
work for me.
Just create one account, Manoj.
Yeah, I'm creating. What about password is in the list of password.
So Nishan, so today's session is done or?
No, but why it is not taking me in?
I think we are pretty much done. In case if you have any questions, we can do it. It's telling already you have taken that email ID is already taken.
Okay.
That means why don't you sign in? Reset the password if you forget.
Yeah. I should have the account.
Nishant, I'm able to log in, but I'm seeing like welcome to Sonar Cloud.
Yeah,
Here there are two options like analyze your first project or join an organization.
Yeah, analyze your first project.
It is saying import an organization from GitHub.
Scroll down, you will see just manual.
Okay. After that, create an organization, it is saying after that.
Just create a dummy organization, doesn't matter. You are with your name, you create.
Okay.
Oh, I think something is wrong.
So see if you first see the easiest way is to log into your GitHub, check if your GitHub is working fine or not, and then you can think of other things.
Yeah. It is not sending me the address is either invalid, not verified primary email, not associated with a personal user account.
Okay, what do? You log into your Gmail, open your Gmail, see whether your Gmail account get this.
Sure, I'll do.
Amol, were you able to do it?
Yeah.
Do you want me to repeat?
Yeah, do we need to create an account for GitHub and
Yeah. Again, this is just an experiment that you are doing, so you understand how to push it to a different environment, how to push it to a different Sonar cloud. See, the thing is, if I ask you to push it to my cloud, no, you cannot push it because it's available only in my computer. So I want you to learn how to push it to a Sonar cloud, which is actually there in different environments.
So in Sonar Cloud, the project key has to be unique across the organization.
Yes, yes.
Maybe it is with the free plan that's there.
Mhm.
Nishant, do we need to create a new project in SonarQube, or
Correct.
can we cannot use
It's
the
all.
new project?
It's
whatever?
better. It's better to create a new account.
Okay.
Nishant, can you show or share the command? Thank you.
Nishant, where we can find the configurations which you you were showing some screen where we can get the POM XML settings, right?
So for example, when you go to projects, try to create a new project.
Yeah.
So create a project manually.
Yeah.
First create the project.
Yes, that's done.
Okay, after that, click on manual.
Okay.
And then you get the details.
Okay.
Nishant, can I rename project whatever I have created?
I think no, because this is a unique project. I don't know in free version it is there or not, but in a paid version it is there. The one which we are using is a free version on the cloud. I think it's not there. No, I don't see it.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong. You just go with it. In case if you make a mistake, that's fine. Doesn't matter.
And the token, how should we get the token?
Yeah. So you go to setting. You create a generic token. You go to account and create a generic token.
On the cloud, right?
Yeah, on the cloud. Correct.
The project token will also work, right?
Sorry.
The token that is on the project page, the command that is open, that will also work. Right?
Yeah, that will work. If you have already generated a token, that's good enough. One token is more than enough for you to push.
Nishant, can you just show once again how you created the project?
Yeah, sure. You can see the screen, no?
Yeah.
Here there's a place button. Create a new project. You see there's a create a project manually.
Okay.
Click on that. Create some dummy project. Some blah, blah, blah.
I think a project key should match, no?
Yeah, I'll tell you. See, click on setup. When you click on setup, no, go to the manual. Go to Maven. See, it will give you all the details.
Yeah, Nishant, like here project key, we have given something like 12333. Like should
It's
this
actually say it has taken the same project key, no?
yeah,
Whatever the project name you have given, it has taken the key.
No. My question is like we are running it for multi-module 1, 2, 3. Should that and this match or it is not?
Doesn't matter. See, it is always on the server side. Whatever the server side is there, that should match. Whatever the customer, see, whatever the client side you are passing, and if that is matching with the server side, that's good enough. See, whatever the command that you are running should be fetched from here. If you fetch it from here, it is easy.
Okay.
See, it's like this. Project key means, see, what is happening? This is a Sonar cloud, right? There are millions of customers.
Okay.
And for each customer, there are hundreds of projects. Whenever you are trying to push to which project you are pushing, to which users data you are pushing, Sonar Cloud should know, right?
Yes.
So that's why key is important. So if you mention key and login, so then it knows that, oh, I need to push it to Nishant's cloud, that too for project with this key. Getting the option?
Yes.
So this also push the code completely also, right?
Sorry, repeat that. Sorry, repeat that, Manoj.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Actually, this one I completed. Uploaded to that server.
Okay.
And I think it also like push the code and create the branch, master branch.
Yeah, that will do.
Yeah.
Same. Exactly. So the only thing is the previous one is installed by you. This one is a cloud-based project.
Right.
Okay. Okay, good. So in case if there is any questions, we'll continue. There are
Just
no
one
questions.
question I have.
Sure.
So like this is push the code. Now let's say I commit some changes. I wanted to check out and update some this. Will that can be run on the cloud or we have to run it manually? The same.
So now that is where the automation comes into the picture, where you have modified some code, but you want it to automatically run. So how can you do it? So that's what I'm going to teach you tomorrow. Tomorrow, what I will do, I'll create a project in GitHub. Okay. We will integrate the GitHub with Sonar Cloud so that all the code from the Sonar, all the code which is there in your GitHub will be dumped into Sonar Code. Sonar Cloud will do automated scanning and will give the result.
Okay.
And you modify the code, it will auto trigger the Sonar Cloud. And that's what I'm going to teach you tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. See you all then tomorrow.
Sure. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you all.